Thanks for staying with us. So the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, admitted to a technical error that compromised the integrity of the results from the 2025 UTME examinations in 157 centers nationwide. According to Professor Ishaq Oloyede, JAMB Registrar, he said the board discovered discrepancies linked to faulty server updates in Lagos, Southeast zones, which led to the failure to upload candidates' responses during the first 3 days of the examination. Now, while he was given this his report, he broke down, crying, and many responded to his cry as trying to absolve himself of responsibility, or that he was actually emotional and he was sorry about what happened. So on social media, when they were about to announce it online, the JAMB official handle started the message by, "Man proposes, God disposes." And everybody say, hey, they started to go straight to the point. Why are you bringing God into this? So there's a part of adding that emotional angle to it. That's one angle. Second thing is that people were adding tribal coloration to it, saying that it was mostly southeastern states, only one state. Although most of the majority of people who actually were affected with Lagos, when you look at the numbers, but we were now adding tribal colorations to it. And then the third part is that a young girl allegedly killed herself as a result of this. And people are saying, would your cry pay for these things? So these are the kind of conversation I want to have concerning what happened. You can join the conversation 020-163-52013, 090-241-63440. You can also send us your thoughts on X and also on YouTube. We'll be happy to read your messages. Joining the conversation with us is none other than the catalyst himself, a friend of the house, Mr. Lanre Olusola. I mean, you ran away for a long time.
Yes, so.
We see you everywhere. So
this went to other places.
Your view, we are the one that in the beginning.
Which other places?
In the beginning,
do I know for them?
YK will not know. YK, you are 64, you don't understand. We monitor you.
Hey, wow.
We see you.
I'm here.
So before these people were established, he was also. It's all
I'm
good.
with you 100%.
Good to have you back.
I must go and check.
Thank you.
Anyway, so let me start with the ladies before I come to you, Larry. I mean, Nima, I would like to jump in here because I know you've always talked about the work that JAMB has done so far to get to this point.
Besides
and what are your thoughts?
The personality of the JAMB registrar for me is one that I do not think that people should try to mess with, you know,
or trivialize
with bad comments. I remember trying to get admission because Unilorin became a university that pulled out of university strikes in Nigeria, and it was a public university. I remember back then, as VC, he structured the university so that ASU strikes did not stop academic progress in school. So their graduates were doing their 4 years as 4 years. My cousins got admission, and we were still on strike in the university that I got admission to. It was a struggle. He set a standard with Unilorin. And that was how he became JAMB registrar. It was from his trajectory, his work that stood out for him, that he became. And when he came into JAMB, we saw it. We saw academic excellence, quality of exam. So I felt, why won't he break down? He turned 70 last year, and I read about his article on his work, an article I think by, I'll try and find the article, on his work, everything, his records. And so look at it in 2025, what he's closing with. This error that happened, that, you know, Educare, a body that was supposed to partner with JAMB to provide this service, are taking responsibility for. But as head of the entire
Was not Educare that came to our show?
No. As head of the entire body, he is, of course, at the head of all of this. So he had to take responsibility. That alone, for someone who thinks, I've done it all, I've done it by the books. I have a clean record, no corruption, nothing. I have, you know, increased revenue. I have declared whatever had to be declared to federal government. It was before him that somebody said snake chop JAMB money, card money. And so this all those records that had stood out for him, in one glance, everything just went like that because of this exam malpractice. What we would have hated is what we experienced before his administration as head of JAMB, as registrar of JAMB. Those days, we wrote exams thinking, who mark our exam? Because we thought we had solved 10 past questions, 10 years past questions of JAMB. We were ready. before they were doing ABCD type and type all of that, we thought we were ready. We saw people do malpractice, and people who we thought did not read for their exams would come up with higher marks. Who was behind it? All those corruption that was happening back then. We couldn't call for our exams, but all of that ended because somebody did his work by the books. Okay. And now see where we are going because this has happened. And I was going to say that the fact that they owned up and there's a remake exam because of this is something that I respect him for, and I'm not going to downplay that because
I saw many people calling for his resignation, saying that in saner climes, he would take responsibility like he has done rightly, and then he would step down because this happened under his care and under his watch. But I know that we have not gotten to that point where people step down. And I was happy that he owned up, to what had happened. He is at the helm of affairs. He's not necessarily the technician who forgot to do his work. He's not necessarily the software. He may have planned out everything he wanted to do and achieve. And the fact that they are also using a new system, the CBT. When it was done manually, we knew that human interferences would happen and all of that. But now it was technical. And in Nigeria as a whole, we know that we have not gotten to that technical part yet. It's something that we're just trying to get to. We have electricity issues. We have system failures. Any of these things could have happened to technology which we were not ready or prepared or foresaw, right? So he came out and took responsibility, and I'm happy for that. With him breaking down, he could be an emotional person. He could have felt really hurt that this happened under his watch, and I think Nigerians need to tamper justice with mercy, right? He's trying to resolve the issue by calling for a rewrite of the examinations. I particularly don't like rewriting examinations. I have a phobia for exams in the first place. So that first one I wrote, if you call me to rewrite, I will fail further because my state of mind is not there. I would have thought that they would have found a way to collate the right results, instead of getting the students to write, because their mental state may not be in that space where they are going to sit down and remember everything again. That could have been in line with that. So the people who have been accusing him of, being responsible for the student that died, I'm happy Coach Lanre is here to talk about that. I don't think it's JAMB's fault because things would happen. I was having a conversation with somebody. I said, that this generation is different. In our time, mass failure, everybody goes home. We go home, we buy the form for next year, and we write. Nobody's fighting to say, I should have scored. We will just murmur that one and move on because we already know that things can happen. You can get into a business and fail. Anything can happen in life. People should not be held responsible for another person's action on how they choose to take life. That's my angle.
Before I come to YK's thoughts on it, and I come to you. Educate, just to clarify very clearly, Educate is not a consultant, was not a consultant on this. He was on our show, their head was on our show. JAMB only invited them to be a part of the review committee. Educate is not a consultant in charge, and not even, they were not part of the entire process. They just invited them to come and experience the review committee. Okay, YK, you're going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to agree with a lot of what Obiajulu said, because I feel also that getting the students to take the exam again will be
counterproductive?
Yes, counterproductive. So, I want to take it from the students' point of view. They did this as an exam. And I remember when we all heard mass failure, we were all part of the people who were saying, Nigerian students, they have started again. They are failing.
TikTok.
It's TikTok, it's phone, it's this. My brother's daughter took the exam. And when he got the results, what? And Lade is a straight A student. She's a straight A student. And she read. So we were like, hey, Lade. So we were not even going to give her the benefit of the doubt. We're like, so Lade, this is what you... And this is someone who did her GCSEs. She passed
straight A's.
Straight A's and everything. So when she got home, she said, Daddy, this is not my result. This is not my result. No. Then they should show me my paper. And she stood on it till she came to my room about 2-3 days ago. Big mommy, that's not my result. She was going on and on. So you have to look at her and say, now think of the students that know what they read and know that they study. And people were abusing them. Hey, all of you didn't study. I think even to the point where the ones that got 300, maybe they aren't gone.
It's fake. It's possible.
But okay, let me even add to what you're saying. I'll come to Larry. There are some families that beat up their children.
Exactly.
Mercilessly.
Exactly.
I know some fathers who don't have the patience to have a conversation. They will beat the child up. That see your results. So there's a lot of ripple effect of that singular action that happened with the results. Let me come to you now, Larry, because
I was just going to say, please, they should go and bring out their papers and remark it.
because it's computer, it's CBT.
It may not be possible.
So one of the, they said as a result, they found 92 centers in the southeast. It's not like JAMB cannot zero down where this mistake happened. Yeah. It's not the whole of Nigeria. They said the software for the Kaduna zone worked as it should, but that for the Lagos zone and the southeast zone did not work as it should. So 65 centers in Lagos, 92 centers in southeast, making 157 centers are where this error happened. Yes. So everybody now will now come around there. I don't know.
But those are the ones that rewrite it.
For a body to be able to conduct an exam and find out what and admit we had an error in this area and find it out, it means that they have the competence to do it. It's not one body just doing exams. So when they say a child should redo the exam, I said my cousin had to redo exam. She's 21 now. She's graduated. She had an extremely high score in Abuja, and someone had to write the exam again. It is an exam that you have taken. It is something that you're using to mark on merit. You cannot just say because an error has happened, you now share mark. I don't understand. It's not like those errors that happen.
Share should call for their script.
Remark the script. If the error according to them, it was a technical error stemming from how questions were being posted, how the marking. So it was, it's not just marking error.
It's not the regular mark.
It's not the
change.
Marking error. It was an entire question and marking, an entire technical failure.
And again, because there was also a swap of answers in different. So there are different ways. They have to really retake it. Let me come to you, Larry, because
I want to interrupt you. Sorry, I just want to say. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You're heavily invested in this.
We will still come back to you, Ike, because I really want us to bring he's a coach, and one of the angles I'd like you to first of all hear your own general thoughts on it, and then the emotional part of it, the fact that he broke down was not necessary, and could he have managed it better, and how to, get people to get the sympathy that he probably needs at this time.
Well, this is a very serious matter. I think, first of all, is to lay the right foundation. Prof is an astute professional. We know where we have come from with JAMB, WAEC, and all our exams. They've done an incredible job to standardize examinations and to ensure that there are no malpractices. And they've managed the system well. I'll tell you a story. So just a few days ago, my daughter wrote her final exams, but it was online.
Okay.
So she finished the exam 4 minutes before it was time, and she tried to submit. There was a glitch on her iPad, so she couldn't submit until 4 minutes after.
Whoa.
Now, but the good thing she did was she captured the evidence that she tried to submit.
Okay.
Now, if you don't submit on time, is either they cancel that or they deduct marks from you. And all that I asked her when she told me was, did you finish on time? She said, yes. Did you capture evidence that you tried to submit on time? Yes. Are you sure you had a glitch? She said, yes. And I said to her, I believe you. Whatever happens, happens. You have done your own part. You cannot control the computer. It had a glitch. So you know what? Just go and enjoy yourself. And I know how much pressure she had been under, and that's my own daughter. She's 20 years old, and she has been thinking about the exam. She's been thinking about her life after exam. She's been thinking, what next? She's been thinking, I'm transitioning away from a student and I'm going into real life. I know how much stress she's been under, how much pressure she was under, and how much I've done to try and calm her down. So I can understand the girl that took her life. We also need to understand this generation. This generation, this Gen Z generation, these guys,
Sorosuke.
they're apart from Sorosuke, they are not as emotionally resilient as we are. And it's our fault.
Ew.
We have trained them and spoilt them. We have not really cooked them. You were talking about our own time when fail exam, or where there's mass,
another
or everybody go home. You know what? For us, what will we be thinking? Let's go and enjoy, man. For them, it's like their lives have ended. They have failed. And then I'm bringing in the issue of the parental pressure. Some people have invested, you know, some people, that's their last money. JAMB form. The parents, that's their last money. And their retirement plan is that child.
Oh.
So they are not beating the child because the child failed. They are beating the child because that's 1 year less. That's another money I have to go and look for. So the pressure that the children place upon themselves, the pressure that the parents place upon them, the pressure that society places upon them, I'm going to come back to that now. See how people were lashing out at the people that, you know, didn't do very well. Or even the people that even got the 300. People will be poking at them.
Yeah.
Honestly, social media is so toxic these days, to the extent that if you post any message, you will, and it's a positive message, you will see people that will castigate you, people that will speak against you, people that will abuse you. So there's pressure everywhere. Now, let's go back to the JAMB Registrar. Man.
Let me pause you because I have to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about the JAMB Registrar. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.